Thank you so much for shopping with the Branded Prop Shop. If I could just get a minute of your time, I'm going to show you very quickly how to fill your mood board with your photos and inspiration. So we'll begin by opening the template within Photoshop. File, open our mood board template, and you'll see that all of the blocks on the mood board template are color coordinated. Blocks 1, 2, and 3 within this specific mood board are red. So you'll see that the red blocks coordinate with the red group over here. Now, if we want to go ahead and start working with this group, we'd simply click on this arrow and it opens up each of the color blocks for us. So let's go ahead and fill block number 1 with our first image that we've pulled for inspiration. So let's open that image. Okay, and so the image opens in a separate tab. We can click back over here to our mood board template, but since we know that we want to drop this image into our first block, I'm going to make sure that my selection tool is a tool that is activated, and I'm going to click on the image and drag it up over here to the tab that contains the mood board template, and then release. And you'll see that the image is now on the mood board, and I can move it all around depending on which block I'm working with. And since we're working with block number 1, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, and then I am going to drop it into block number 1. Now, the way that you will do that is to make sure that your image is covering the block that you would like for the image to be set into. And then over here within the group that we expanded, the red group, you'll see that the image is highlighted. That's great because that's the image that we want to insert into block number 1. So we want to make sure that the image is above that block within the group. So you'll see block number 1 down here in the layer, and then the image which is labeled as layer number 1. Now, to get this image into the block, we're going to right click on the image and we're going to select Create Clipping Mask. Now, when we do that, it will drop the image into block number 1. So you'll see now that the image is situated perfectly within block number 1. So let's go ahead and do that again for block number 2. So I'm going to close this image and then open the next photo that I would like to use. So again, this image has been opened into a new tab. We can click back over to our mood board, but I'm going to make sure that my selection tool is the one that is activated, and I'm going to highlight and drag that image over here to our mood board. So again, I am working with block number 2. I want to make sure that my image is over block number 2, and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so that it will fit perfectly. And you'll see now that this image is outside of the group that we're working with. So I want to make sure that this image within the layers is highlighted, and then I'm going to drag it down over block number 2. So you'll see block 2, layer of the image we just dragged in. So again, we want to make sure that our image is above the block that we're working with so that it goes directly into that block. So we are going to double click if you are on a Mac. Here we go. And we're going to click Create Clipping Mask, and it drops the image right into the block that we're working with. So let's do this one more time. So I'm going to close that image and then open a new one. And I'm going to make sure that my selection tool is activated. I'm going to click on the image and then drag it over here to the tab that has our mood board. Again, you'll see that the image over here in the layers panel is not within any of the groups that we're working on. And for this, I'm actually going to go to a different group so that we can just see how a different group of blocks works. So let's go ahead and do the circle, which is block number 4. So I want to make sure that this image is within this group folder, the orange blocks that we're working with. So I'm going to drag that image within my layers palette so that it is right on top of the circle. Okay, so we'll drag the image so that it's on top of the circle, and I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger. There we go. And again, the image is right above the block that I'm working with. So my image is here, block number 4 is right below it. I'm going to right click on that image in the layers palette, and then I'm going to click create clipping mask, and it drops that image into the circle. All right, so that's how we get our images into our mood board template. Now let's work with colors. So the colors, you'll see color 1, 2, 3, 4 down here are green. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the green group, and we'll click the arrow to open it up. So the colors work the same way that our images do, except we're going to actually draw the color blocks ourselves. So we want to come over here and click on the rectangle tool over here in our tools panel, and then we'll come over here on top of our mood board template, and we will draw a rectangle right above the color block that we would like to fill. Once that color block has been drawn, you'll see that a color panel opens up over here on the side. And to change the color, so right now it's black, and we'd like to change it to a color from our color inspiration, we'll simply click on the shape fill type block right here, and then we can choose a color from the palette, or we can click on the color selector here, and we can actually use our eyedropper tool and pick a color from the images that we've put into the mood board. Okay, so that's a perfect, pretty purple color. So I am going to come over here to our color swatches group, and you'll see the rectangle is right now above color 4, but I'm actually working with color number 1. So I'm going to click on that rectangle, drag it all the way down, and then I am going to right click on it and click create clipping mask. So you'll see again that the way we get our colors into the color blocks is the same way that we get our images into the image blocks, except we're actually drawing the colors ourselves. Okay, so I'm going to work with color number 2. So I'm clicking on color number 2 over here to make sure that I'm going to draw my rectangle in the correct spot. Draw my rectangle, select the color fill shape block, and we're going to do the eyedropper again. I'm going to pick a pretty pink. Let's see, that's only a little brighter than that. Okay, let's go with that. All right, so again, rectangle filled with our colors drawn over here. It's right above color block number 2. I'm going to right click on it and click create clipping mask, and it drops the color in. Okay, and that's how you fill your mood board with color inspiration and your color palette.